Coming up this morning on Daybreak, our Nigel McDonald is out checking on road conditions. She will be live to tell you everything you need to know if you have to leave the house today. And we have the latest on what police are saying about a double homicide that left a woman and a boy dead in Northwest Springfield yesterday. Also, we explain how starting today, hospitals will have to be more transparent on costs for a number of procedures. Those stories and more this morning on Daybreak. Good morning and thanks for starting your Friday with us. Today is January 1st, 2021. We made it to a new year. 2020 is behind us. Good news for a lot of people. I'm Jennifer Abreu. Joe has the day off. I should say thanks for starting the year with us today. Let's begin by checking in with meteorologist Beth Finello. Beth, I wish we had better conditions to start the year, but hey, I will take the rain, the heavy rain that I woke up to at least, more than the ice. It wasn't so much ice, so that was good.
Yeah, a lot of us woke up to some temperatures just above that freezing mark, so some of us not seeing ice accumulating on our cars. Others have seen accumulations on the cars, have seen the power outages from the ice accumulation on the power lines, branches and tree limbs down reported this morning. Some good news is that the bulk of that has moved off to our north, but we're not done yet, so that's the bad news. Notice some pinks moving back into Greene County, moving back into the Ozarks as the system continues to wrap around. That's that freezing rain and freezing drizzle potential as we head through the morning hours. Because of that, winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories continue. That pink color, that's the winter storm warning. That goes until 3. The purple, that's that winter weather advisory. That goes until noon. Notice northern Arkansas, your winter weather advisory has expired. For those of us in that advisory, ice and snow can cause some hazardous and slick travel. Just use caution. Give yourself some extra time if you have to head out today. For those of us in that winter storm warning, if you can stay home, I definitely recommend that because there is going to be some slick travel, especially on those bridges and overpasses. Temperatures right now hovering right around freezing, much like they have been through the overnight hours. If you need to go out this morning, you might just have a quick scrape on your car. Again, a lot of us didn't see that accumulation on the car. A lot of that accumulation was on branches and elevated surfaces, grassy surfaces. And as we continue through the day today, I think that's going to be the same case, but we've got some snow chances today and tomorrow. We'll do that in 10 minutes.
All right, Beth, thank you. And as Beth has been telling us this morning, we have that freezing rain and all that bad weather going on this morning. This is a live look at what it looks like outside right now. We have our Nigel McDonald checking on those road conditions this morning to see what it's like. Nigel, where are you and what have you been seeing the last hour or so?
Yeah, Jen, well, good morning. We've made it our way to North Springfield now at this point, and kind of what we've been seeing this whole morning is just wet roadways right now. So the roads, of course, are going to be wet, and so that's something that you need to keep in mind of this morning. Again, MoDOT trucks are out and about. We've seen several of them throughout the first hour of Daybreak, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Make sure that you're giving the MoDOT trucks enough space to do their job. Make sure that you're keeping away from them as much as possible. This morning when you wake up and head out to your car, if you have to leave today, you might be prepared to go ahead and scrape a light layer of ice off of your car. With the wet conditions, it didn't take me long to do that this morning, so it might take you an extra maybe 2 to 3 minutes, but that's something that you might want to factor in if you have to get out this morning. There's also definitely some opportunities for some ways out there. Right now it seems to be smooth conditions right now, but again, that could change. So make sure that you're very cautious while out driving on any bridges, overpasses, and untreated roads. Also, make sure you have that MoDOT Traveler's Map downloaded to your phone and use it to check road conditions. There is a color-coordinated map on there that is updated very frequently, so that's something to have on hand if you are traveling today. Maybe in Springfield, the roads might be green, which is a good sign, but maybe where you're headed, the roads aren't as good, so that's something that you will definitely want to have on hand this morning. Again, we'll be out continuing to drive this next hour of Daybreak, reporting live in Springfield. Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
All right, Nyjah, thank you. We also want to take a look at the Springfield City Utilities outage map right now. With that ice accumulation out there on power lines, there is a big possibility of downed lines and power outages. A lot of people have lost power overnight. Right now, the map is showing just over 5,400 people still without power this morning. We've heard reports of individually a couple of people getting power back. So hopefully throughout the morning that power will they will get power back slowly. We'll keep checking this map with city utilities throughout the day to see how this power gets back up. Again, just over 5,400 people right now without power. Putting crime into focus now, police are investigating a double homicide that happened in Northwest Springfield yesterday. A woman and a child were killed, 2 young girls were injured, and a suspect is in custody. Officers responded to West Scott shortly before 1 p.m. yesterday. They found 2 young girls injured from some sort of bladed weapon. A woman and a teenage boy were found dead inside the house. The suspect, who fled the home, was found just blocks from the crime scene and taken into custody. Police are now trying to figure out a motive.
I think there is some relationship. I think they all resided here. As far as like what family relationship, it's too early to tell at that time, so I'm not sure exactly of that dynamic. I do know that initial information indicates that they did all reside here.
The 2 young girls on scene were taken to the hospital, one with critical life-threatening injuries. Police have not released the names of anyone involved, nor have charges come down yet for the suspect who was arrested. A woman accused of hitting a Springfield police officer with a stolen car is now charged for the crime. 27-year-old Maggie Thrift is charged with armed criminal action and resisting arrest by fleeing, creating a risk of serious injury to a person. Police say Thrift was in a stolen car, which was why police tried to stop her. While trying to get away, she tried to run over an officer, police say, and then 3 officers fired their guns at the car. Thrift was taken to the hospital for treatment and is now in jail. In education coverage this morning, more Springfield students will be heading back to in-person classes for the spring semester. The news leader talked to SPS about how many students would be switching from the virtual option. The biggest change was in elementary and middle schools. Comparing the numbers, this is what it will look like. The elementary schools had 22% all virtual in the fall compared to 16% for the spring. Middle school is going from 27% all virtual to just 17% in the spring. High school is going from 28% to 26%. SPS is expected to review it if it can get back to 5 days of in-person learning in late January.
Keeping an eye on the winter precipitation as you get started on this Friday morning. We've got some freezing rain, some freezing drizzle, some snow mixing in there, and that's going to be the case as we head through the rest of the day today. We'll do timing and totals and some more snow chances for this weekend. We'll do all that right after the break.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist TJ Springer. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.